Hello guys, here again, back on Dockham77's Patreon server. Here we are at the spawn. It's a survival server. As you can see, I'm in survival mode. And yeah, this is the large spawn build, which has been built by the build team in the very beginning, before I even joined on here. By now I'm part of that team. I'm also part of staff. So if you decide to join here, actually, I will be the one taking care of you for the most part. So yeah, choose wisely if you want to put up with that. Yeah, here we have the server rules. If you can read through them yourself when you join here. And yeah, this is the nice spawn build, which actually is reminiscent of the 2 World Tour seasons. As you can see, this is the first actual World Tour, like the new World Tour, with the sandstone build by Doc. And on the other side, oops, let's see if we can launch ourselves. Not really. Yeah, that's fine. We can walk through here and look at stuff. And on this side, we have the iron tree, the iron golem farm that you also build. And yeah, it's a very nice build. You will spawn in here, and from there, we can walk outside, either through this path or back there's another one, over the bridge, to get to the community area. This server is pretty close to what we used to have on ZipKrowd back in the day, I would say. And that means everybody's working together. Mostly we have like a large community area with people chiming in to do stuff, large community projects. But everybody also has their own base. So yeah, it's very community focused. It's also with as few plugins as possible. So yeah, we want to keep the vanilla experience. There's also science everywhere. We want to go to everywhere else. I've built quite a few things on the server. I have lots of things to show you. I will not show you all of them in this first episode. I will go through them one by one, I think. And for now, I'm just going to show you my very first builds I did on the server and the community area. And yeah, if you like it, let me know. I will show you the other ones. And they get much more crazy, my projects. My first ones were very basic. Okay, if we walk down here, we have the event area, which is still on Valentine's Day, which will change soon to Easter. Every time there's like an event or like a holiday coming up, we build this nice area. Last it was, for example, a Christmas tree. Now this one, and we always have a little gift exchange. Just quickly walk in here. You know, everybody had their chest here. And some people still haven't got their stuff. And yeah, we will make it on the Discord. Everybody signs up, and then you can gift other people things. Walking up here further brings us to more areas that people build. And all of this area is reserved for shops. So if you play on the server and you wanna, sell something, all of this area is free game. You are not supposed to build your base here, but for example, you can clear out this area and build your shop here if you want to sell, I don't know, wool or whatever, anything. You can sell anything. We have a large shopping area. This is just the first part of it, and now we're approaching my first build, which, well, those of you who watched my recent videos will already know. It's the wood farm made by Trex and me. I rebuilt it on here with an updated TNT duper. For those of you who watched my tunnel bore video, yeah, you obviously know that there are new TNT dupers. I'll just quickly look at it. This one was a little bit trickier, simply because the way this TNT duper works, it was the same issue as with the tunnel bore. The TNT does not fall down properly always. It can get stuck behind this block here, because I can't put a block here, otherwise the TNT will activate in the front push and in the back push, and I would only want one TNT, so there can't be a block here. And if I don't have this one here and put a block here instead, the coral will pop out. Yeah, it is a little bit tricky, but I managed to build an obsidian cage around it. And if we just quickly, doesn't really matter, just quickly look at it. If we activate this one, You can see the TNT. And then gets funneled by 3 pistons over and over again. So maybe with the first push, since this is an entity, it's always not quite secure. With the first push, the block might glitch through. So we go like several times, making sure the TNT is centered, and then it blows up down there. Let's get rid of this button again. Don't want anything too messed up. And it's gathering wood. The farm itself is similar, actually exactly the same as on the other world, on the fan server I built back in the day. So yeah, if you're interested how this farm exactly works, take a look at that video. Approaching here, we can see everybody builds their shops, and yeah, there's quite a few nice things. This is my shop. I'm actually gonna use it now because I am selling rockets and I need more. Stealing for myself. We also have an upcoming post office, a really nice shop above me. Yeah, you can check all of these out if you want, well, any item really. We have beacon sellers, eyes, we have shulkers. See, this guy texts me now. Brought from the end over like 5,000 blocks. It was quite the journey that he had there. We sell tridents, we have a windmill back there. More rocket shops. Yeah. But this is not what I want to show you. I want to show you my base. So we approach the Nether. I will meet you on the other side. So here we are at the center of my Nether tunnel. It extends till back there. We came from there. Lisa and I built this very nice design, in my opinion, with creeper faces made of quartz, white concrete, stone brick, and acacia wood, and blue ice. I like the contrast. I like the color palette a lot, and we have some nice little plants as accents. Interesting enough, these plants, like, this is the only way you get saplings in the Nether with true colors. It's maybe interesting for you. Here we are at my base, and as you can see, there's tons of armor stands with horse heads. The admin and me, yeah, we like to play each other a little bit of pranks, and she saw that I killed a horse. Accidentally, in my defense. It was on accident. I put the horse on a leash and lifted it up and wanted to drop it into water, but the horse, like, it just didn't fall into the water and it died. Yeah, and I got this. The horse army arrived, and they're here to slay me. But so far, they have not been successful. Entering my base, we will see another thing, and it is that it's plastered with signs. They're everywhere. Also done by her, simply because if you watch my 100 Wither video from way back in the day, and there's a glass pane missing, I don't like that. My 100 Wither video from very back in the day, I labeled my chest that I placed with Pommes' Gear of Doom, or something like that. Important, it was labeled of Doom. And they liked that so much, and thought it was so hilarious, that they, yeah, that she put signs all over my base. And they're everywhere. As you can see, my entering dome is completely covered, and all my chests are covered, my bed is covered, all the other beds are covered. My 2B bridge is also covered. As you can see, the island is covered, and even the turtles are labeled. So yeah, she went all out on here, using the wood from my wood farm. This is not how it was supposed to be used. Yeah, there's a bridge up and coming. I haven't built more on it yet. It's, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna build it eventually. I haven't done much on my base. I'm more focused on community projects. Here we have my, yeah, copula, or my nether portal room from the outside. I actually like it quite a lot. I like cyan glass. Looks really cool. And a nice tower next to it. I built all of this on stream. So yeah, if you're interested in me building on here a lot, I mostly stream it. So yeah, if you catch my stream, you will most likely be seeing me on here building something. Little iron farm back there, nothing too exciting. It's a very similar or very simple single cell one with a few villagers. And let's see how much iron we got down there. Fly in and entering. Let's see. A little bit they make sure to craft them into blocks every now and then. Because I allow people to come here, obviously. Back there's some simple wiring, sorting out the poppies. But yeah, that's about it. The main part of my base is this large tower here, and as you can see, it's green in there, meaning that we have crops and villagers farming these crops. Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, they're doing a good job here. Let's check the levels, because this levels looked a little bit more grown over. No, they're also doing fine. Potatoes are just larger plants overall. Yeah, as you can see, these are the standard farming grounds, you could say, where the villagers walk around, harvesting all the stuff, and at some point they will see that this spot of farmland is not planted, and it's too dark of a, it's not enough light level to actually support crops, because it's light level 7. If we jump here, as you can see, very briefly at the left side you can see it's 7. It's too dark on here to support crops. Villagers don't care, they just plant on there, but as soon as they walk away and either trigger like a cause a block update by this string or this pressure plate, I have both to make sure it works, the crop breaks again and they go on a new collectathon, like collecting all the potatoes to eventually return. On vanilla, one of these platforms would be plenty to be covered by one villager. On Spigot, well, I need at least 4 to cover it somewhat, as you can see. They don't like to work much. But yeah, so as soon as they walk in here and plant the thing, they see the villager up there which has no crops on him, and they toss him food, which gets transported down. Where we can go now. In here, into the backstage area of this trading hall, where the food comes down here. And here we have an iron bar centering the food, so it falls down in the middle of this shaft. And finally arriving down here, where it ends up here, getting aligned again by another iron bar, by another iron bar, to finally land in the villagers. It's important to align this, because the way I did this villager breeding cell, it's pretty jank, but it works. So the villagers stand on a fence, on a cobble fence, and that's why I need the food aligned, because if it's not, the food could fall through at the sides, and we wouldn't want that. And you actually just saw it trigger, because it became day or night? Day. Because we have a daylight sensor below there. So as soon as it becomes day, what happens? Well, this one here shifts over. This block is getting replaced by a wooden fence. Here we also have cobble fences, and down there another cobble fence. And cobble fences are not wide enough for adult villagers to fall through, but are wide enough for baby villagers to fall through. So what I do every morning, this contraption gets activated. This piston pushes over, pushing all the villagers into the cobble fence, and because then the wooden fence will be there at the bottom, and they don't connect to the cobble fence, we have a gap there, allowing baby villagers to fall through. Getting transported down here. Unfortunately, there aren't any in there now, but I can activate it again, so you can take a look at it. With the button here. There you saw, well, I can probably show it from here better. Fence get pushed, and then this piston back there pushes, allowing the villagers to fall through, and then they land back here. We also have another switch up there. Just have this down here. I can change this to either rebreeding, because now the villagers would go in a loop and land back in there, or I can send them up for trading, which would happen now upon growing up. Sometimes they actually manage to bridge this gap as babies, but it's pretty rare. It doesn't really matter if they arrive up there as I'm sorry, as small ones. So yeah, now we want to rebreed them, for example. The water comes in here, they land in this, and every time it gets night, so we're using the light sensor double. Every time it gets night, we activate the, well, originally designed for the Blaze Farm, storing mechanism, putting them into the vine chamber, simply by putting these 2 blocks away. Double extender with very careful timing, taking their place immediately, so the villagers don't escape. And yeah, it works reliably to add new villagers to the ones that are in there. Yeah, the system has been working great so far. Upon struggles in the beginning, figuring out how exactly villagers work on Spigot, because it's a little bit iffy. But yeah, it's working. And they all get transported up here, to finally land in the trading hall. It's a pretty popular trading hall design. Very simple with the minecarts and the buttons. Let me see. Yeah, the villagers. We can probably go backstage again and look at what exactly happens. I will link the video of the exact iron farm, like of this exact trading hall in the description. I forgot its name, unfortunately. So there's a minecart here. As soon as there's a villager here, it enters it. And since minecarts, obviously with entities inside them, travel a further distance, it gets up there. And walking down again through here, the villagers will get put in here. It was a little bit difficult with 1.13 water, because as soon as the water is, I don't know, like deeper than 4 blocks, or like shallower than 4 blocks of flowing, it just doesn't push minecarts anymore on fences, which would work in 1.12 flawlessly. So I had to add water every few blocks here, allowing the villagers to get transported through. But yeah, it finally worked. And yeah, the villagers land down here. You can trade them. This librarian guy, but what does he have? Any bad ones? Sharpness 2. Oh, this one's pretty good. I think they're all decent, that's why they're still here. What do you have? Sharpness, flame, and your first book must be really good. Unbreaking 3 for 38. Let's see. Because connected to this, we have another building, which is also just, at the moment, just bare bones, with good villagers. I named them all efficiency 5. Let's see how expensive our Unbreaking 3 here is. Here it is. 21. So the villager back there is trash. We don't need them. I don't need flame. I don't need sharpness 2, whatever the other one was. Was it him? Yes. So when the lamp is on, we are on killing mode. When the lamp is off, we are on keeping mode. But unfortunately for you, I'm very sorry, you're gonna have to go. And then land down there and die in lava. Gruesome death. If we have a nice one, we switch this lever, turning off this activator rail on there, allowing the villager to go all the way through here. And I'm actually pretty proud of this design. I came up with this myself. It's very simple, so let me quickly... Well, very simple, but very efficient as well. So if we go down here and somehow enter this thing, I covered it all with glass and such, so villagers don't escape. No, this is the bad entrance. Let's go here. So you can see there's white glass everywhere, so the exit mechanism is the same. Where's the glass gone? Here. Villagers come in here, go a little bit circle, and then onto this activator rail. And since there's glass everywhere, there's blocks everywhere, they can only land on this pressure plate. Villagers don't like landing on pressure plate when they enter, or entities in general, they don't like landing on here when they leave minecarts, but since this is the only place they can go, because there's even a block above them, otherwise they would land on this. They go in there, activating a double extender. Actually the same system again, because we have a water column here. As you can see, pushing them into the water column. That's also why we have the sign here, so the water doesn't flow. And up into the elevator. Let's close this thing back up, making sure none can escape. Get rid of the granite. I don't like granite. And here we go. So they get up here, swim up, are now without minecart. Very important. I don't like them in minecarts. And they walk through here. Interesting again. Water in 1.13 does not push entities further than 6 blocks. The last two ones, it just doesn't work. It just ignores it. Instead of being able to push them 8 blocks with one water source, we need to go for 6. Making this entire thing a little bit more difficult, but still manageable. So, how this works, we can see it back here. We have open fence gates blocking the water. And as soon as the villagers walk on there, they will fall down. And when they fall down, they activate the pressure plate, pulling back the fence gate, and the water flows again. That's what happened at all the other spots, and the good thing with this is it even works if I were to remove one villager in between. So we can just quickly demonstrate it by removing this pressure plate. Now the next villager would land in here again. So the system is very simple, but yet so efficient at storing villagers. It's still too small because I'm down to the last 2 spots and I haven't traded in forever. So the chances are I'm gonna get a good villager soon again, and then we are almost out of space. So I might have to add a second layer to this later. But yeah, at the moment I'm not focused on this. And yeah, here we have the build again. Let's take one flyby of this. We also have a nice coral reef here. Looking at it from the tower. Also have dolphins in the water, giving you swim boost. It's actually crazy how fast you swim with depth strider and dolphin. The crazy speeds. Another nice trick, maybe, if you don't know. If you enter water flying and you get visible by dolphin, you can go high. For example, as you can see, I'm entering the water flying, and you are still flying now, even though it looks like you're swimming. Maybe, and going up. Yeah. Easiest lighter launcher ever, just fly in water. Good. With this, I will show you one last thing before we call an end, and let's meet you in the Nether again. Alright, here we are in the end, and to show you one of my earliest builds, I think this might have been the first project I did, my Enderman Farm. It is not the 0 sub-chunk Enderman Farm, which we will have up here. So we have 2 Enderman Farms. Go on, let me get in there. Maybe not. Let me get in there. Here we go. We have 2 Enderman Farms. We have a 0 sub-chunk one down here. And another one. The thing is, I don't like these ones for some reason. I think they're unsatisfying. They might be really efficient, but you don't kill Endermen in one hit. And you don't see them dying as much, and since XP doesn't stacks together on the server, you also don't get XP flying around you. So I find the standard one, where the Endermen are one hit, much more satisfying. And I decided to make it pink. Pink and white. Make it very manly, using ton of quartz. I was in Nether forever for this. And call it the Enderman Farm, because it's so manly. Obviously, look at it. It's the manliest Enderman Farm ever. And yeah, it's the way I'm used to it. Just one-shotting a horde of Enderman and getting a ton of Ender pearls, for which I added a trash disposal here, which gets loud now, but yeah. Everybody who wants to repair their stuff comes here. Let me actually quickly repair my chest pickaxe while I'm here. Like this, and then get the XP. And there we go, it's almost full. Perfect. The trip here was not for nothing. Let's throw away the ender pearls again. And get out and take a look from it from the outside before we call it an end for this episode. Let's see if we can take off. Yeah, there's the drop down. And here we have it. Nice, lit up drop. You can even climb it. Which is an interesting trick, maybe you don't know it. If you have ladders, and you have like something where ladders don't go on, like these sea lanterns, you can place ladders on them, but trapdoors go on everything. So technically you can actually skip one block with trapdoors. Like in the old days, you can have a ladder on every block. If, on every second block, if you have trapdoors in between. Going all the way up. We might have Enderman here now. Nah, they all ran down. Good. Yeah, it's a Endermite design. A little bit modified because the old one does not work in 1.13. The AI has changed somehow. So instead of this cage being, I think, like to here, I think it was too smaller. So just the middle line with the ceiling, so the Enderman couldn't reach. You need to pull this out further for the Enderman to actually recognize the path. If you build this one further in, they will run against the wall and just get stuck. But yeah, like this, as you can see, they're running in there like crazies, fall down, and get damaged for the one shot. So you can see down there. Also up here with nice patterns. I don't know why I did this. It's completely unnecessary. Nobody ever even sees this. I'm very sure. Because like, why would you? How do you even see this if there's pattern? Except when you're here like zooming up, and then that's when it looks good. Also in the middle, nice patterns. The manliest Enderman farm to have ever been built. Good. Right. With that, I will land on the bridge. We take a look at the farm and call it an end for this episode. I have many more projects to show very soon. I will be showing them to you in the next couple of days. And I hope you liked it. The first episode of potentially more to come. Let me know what you think, what you want me to do. Check out my stream. I'm building most of these things on stream. So yeah, if you want to catch that, me doing that live, make sure to check that out as well. I hope you liked it, guys, and see you next time. Goodbye.